Alright, today we are back in the Transformer Autobot arc. The scene today is we have some of the aerial bots repairing something on Teletran 1, and we have Breakdown sneaking around the back. It looks like he is ready to fire upon them. But before any of that happens, we are going to review Transformers Combiner Wars Autobot Air Raid. Alright, so this is Autobot Air Riad, and he's a pretty nice looking jet. If you take a look at him, he's got this nice black sleek look, and I really like this guy. He's got a pretty cool transformation, just a really good addition to the team all around. So we're going to look at him in both his alt mode, his robot mode, and then the arm and the leg that he can form for Superion. So like all the rest of them, he comes with his comic. You can see there's a Combiner Wars comic on the background. You can see him along with the rest of his team. So he can make Superion. And here he is in both his two modes. Here he is pointing his gun, and then him in his jet. Alright, so let's open him up and let's take a look. Alright, so when we immediately take him out of his package, let's move in a little closer here. Immediately when we take him out, you notice that he has got some nice contrasting red apps compared to the white plastic that he's with. So like all of them, we have this little guy, can be, looks like kind of like a Gatling gun, a dual Gatling gun. This is also the foot, and then it can transform into the hand with a thumb, kind of like that. You have his dual blaster, which is nothing special. It's actually just plastic, and it's not even painted or anything. It's just really plain. There's not a huge fan of this one. This one's just kind of molded piece of plastic, and I said, okay, we're good with that. So I might have to put some of my own paint apps on that later on. And then we have Air Riad himself. Now, Air Riad is a cool little guy. He comes mistransformed in the packaging. So when he comes in the packaging, if you want to put him the way he's supposed to be, fold these all the way back so you don't really see him on the front like that, and the wings go back and then up like this. So that is Air Riad. Actually, they show him on the back with the wings down a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of that. I mean, they kind of show it like this, like that, but that almost to me looks too much like, hey, look at me, I've got an airplane strapped to my back. And yes, all the aerial bots look like that, but this is like really trying to show it off. So for me, I prefer him to be transformed like this, and you don't see as much, because this is much skinnier now versus, you know, the huge wing hanging back here. It's just, that just does not do it for me. So I prefer him to be like this, but obviously transform however you want. So let's take a look at some of the paint apps. We've got the red on his shins, red kneecaps, which are pretty high up. It's kind of more like a knee guard, but he's got pretty good motion there. We'll get to that in a bit. And then you have this nice little orange reddish rust red. It's almost a Texas red color. I'm not a huge fan of the Texas Longhorns, but that's kind of the color it is. You can see he's got it there too. And even here, you can see it here on his as well. His kind of face is the same color, and he's got it there. And that's kind of one of the central colors you see throughout Superion. You do see that kind of rust red again, and here his face is also kind of that rust red color. So you see it, and it's nice that they haven't made them like so completely different that it looks like a mosh of characters when they form together. You know, that's one thing I think people really like about Devastator, and some of the other ones that have some really good color schemes. Like Devastator's all green and purple, and that's really cool. Okay, so the head sculpt is a very nice head sculpt. Okay, Air Riad's got a very silver face. He's got these bright blue eyes. Not sure how well you can see that, but they're pretty bright blue. And then he's got a blue cranium that goes all the way back. Kind of reminds me of Leader 1 from GoBots. So that's kind of nice. And that's about it for the paint apps. So again, see, he's got some paint apps on the side of his hands, but we'll look at those a little bit more. Oh yeah, yes, he also has paint apps along here. So now let's take a look and see what he can do for movement. Head, like all these guys, head is on a ball joint. He can look up a little ways and every range of motion for his head. Shoulders can move up and around. They're on a ball joint any way he wants. he is arms. You have a swivel right here, so his hand can move a little bit, not right at the elbow, but above. You can move, this is on a swivel as well, so anywhere there, and there is no hand movement. Waist, all of these guys I mentioned in all of my videos. What is great about this Combiner War series is every single Combiner Deluxe has to have waist movement, because that's for the arm. That's his elbow at the arm right there, so of course he can move the waist. Ball joints on the legs, they can move all over, like I showed you just a little bit ago. You can move the knee, and he also has a swivel right here. So these guys are really well done. If you look, I mean, this guy is so posable. If you look at the ones from the new Transformers cartoon right now, they are so not posable compared to this. And they're the same price point, and that really bothers me. I have not been getting any of them from the cartoon, and if they were $9.99, I would absolutely get them. But I cannot go and get them for the same amount. So anyway, that's my little spiel for the day. And then for the legs, after the knee, there is nothing else on the leg. After that, it's just, it is what it is. So anyway, so he's pretty posable. He's pretty good. All right, now let's take a look at the transformation. Transformation is pretty easy. Let's start him from the back. So you can see, obviously, the wings are going to go down like that. And then you bring the whole canopy up, and it goes in. Now, if you want, you can turn his head, you know, like that, so it doesn't stick through. I know some people like to do that, and I can completely understand that. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, for the legs, let's go and do the legs next. Again, you pull these apart. These are the same with all the other ones. And where it was like this for him standing, now you just simply move this in like this, and then clasp it together. And just the whole thing, you can see that the whole thing just kind of collapsed. And let's move the wing out of the way. See, just the whole thing kind of collapsed in there. So if you open this one up, you can see it's just hollow. All you do is you move the whole thing out and then collapse it in. And then you just snap these back into place. Once that's on, same with this guy. And then it just really fits together on its own. You really don't have to hardly do anything. Okay, then you can move this guy out like that, move those fins out. These are a rubbery plastic. Well, probably not plastic, they're rubbery. You can see how they move, but they're molded pretty good. They hold pretty firm. And then the nose cone is the rubbery stuff as well, but that just holds in really nice. So you can move these back in, and you can see it's basically there. And now all we have to do is the arms. The arms are pretty easy. You just take them, you snap them all the way down, and you can see, where is it? Yes, so if I move this back up, you can see right here there's a little tab, and then there's a little port on the inside of his arm. They just go right up in there. I mean, you don't even have to move it around. It just, oops, it just goes right exactly where it's supposed to go. So let me put these back there, and then really just put your fingers on the back of this and push, and that's in tight. The same one on this side. So there you go. That is him transformed into his jet mode. Oops, whoop. Let's try and tighten this up. There we go. For some reason on mine, this does not, see, it comes back up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's really not noticeable. It's something I notice because I'm holding it, but if I saw it sitting down there, I wouldn't really know. It looks pretty good. All right, so this guy, what do you want to do? Well, you can put his gun underneath, and you can put this one underneath on this side. So now it looks kind of like he has two missile systems. You know, I mean, they look a little odd. Maybe move that off to the side like that. You know, you can see it moved underneath here, but from this side, it doesn't look horrible. But this openness of the plastic looks really junky to me, but that's just the way that is. All right, so let's look at the paint apps. This guy has some good paint apps, but I would almost be tempted to look through the cartoon and see if I could find not just the cartoon, but some of the comics, and see if I could find some other paint apps that I could put on him. Because except for the wings here and these tail fins and the canopy, that's it. You know, he's got a lot of black. And you can see here, I mean, obviously this guy's going to be repainted and sold as another guy who will leave nameless for the moment, but you can see all these different grooves here that could be painted to give it some more articulation. And you can see all that. See, it's just so much there that they've left unpainted. But that's just the way that is. Anyway, so you have these two fins right here. That's kind of what he lands on. He just kind of sits. There's no landing gear on this guy or anything like that. But it's a cool plane. I mean, it doesn't do anything like a car or anything like that. But you can see it's got a pretty sleek look to it. It looks pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and look at him in the foot mode first. So let's take these guys off. Okay. Foot mode is pretty easy. Fold this in, pull this whole thing down, and again, there's a little groove right there. You can see right below my finger, and this thing right here goes right into that. And then just flip this. Got to bring this out just a little bit. Flip that, push that back in. Oops, he can't be complete without his foot. There you go. So that is him with his foot. You can see the arms, I mean, they're still pegged in right here, but you could try and turn them a little bit if you wanted to. But that's him in the foot. And again, you know, he's got the nice ratchet for the head joint there, or for the stomach joint, I guess. Anyway, so that's him as the foot, which is a really easy transformation. And now if you want to do him for the arm, you're already halfway there. So you just angle this out. And the only difference is you're going to need to pull these guys out. And you need to pull this whole thing down just like he's in robot mode. Okay, so pull that down in robot mode like this. Put these fins back. And then I'm not really sure where these hands go, because they don't really look. The problem is there's a little peg right here, but they don't really move far enough to peg there. There you go. Here we go. So you move them like this. That's where it is. I forgot that. I mean, these guys have 4 transformations, so excuse me for missing one of the steps. Okay. So that's that. And then go ahead and put this. We'll make him be this side of the hand. Plug that in down here. And then you've got a pretty good looking hand. Look at that. I mean, I love these guys in terms of what you can do. You know, I mean, this is a nice long arm. Look at that. So when he's the arm, he can rotate there, he can move in and out. So, you know, if this is him attached, he can go like that. You can ratchet him up. So now he's like that, holding the gun, whatever. So that's pretty cool. Now, from this point, if you want to take him to the actual robot mode, just take this out, open these guys. They'll just open up a little bit. Obviously, flip his head back around. And his shoulders are actually already the way they want to be. And I would flip these up. I kind of like them down like this for the arm, because I think it gives it a little bit more of a flare. But you can put them up like this for the arm too. You know, just pretend the hand is like that. Something like that. I mean, so that probably looks a little more clean, but I think it kind of looks cool like that. Looks he's got like some stuff coming out of his elbow. Okay, anyway, so that is Air Riad. He is a good little guy. He fits very well with the team. You can see he's quite posable, and if you want to put his guns on him, he can hold this one and he can hold the other one as well. And he also has ports on the side here, so you can put the gun like this into the side if you want, for like a dual blaster. All right, anyway, that's my review for Air Riad. Great guy, very posable, fits in great with the rest of the team. Really don't have any issues. I think there could be some more paint apps when he was in the plain mode, and obviously I think this gun is really plain, but except for that, he's a great figure. He fits in perfectly with everybody else. Please subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transformers. Please, if you do anything, like the Transformer video down here on this side, and you know, leave a comment if you want. I will usually get back within a day or so. And if you really want to be super awesome, click on the commercial after this, just because it'll help me get paid for a little bit for the video. All right, thanks a lot, and until next time, see you later.